Welcome to this channel. My name is Akinwale Akindia. I want to speak today on auditing competence in management system audits. Management system is implementation is becoming quite popular globally. So you have the International Organization for Standardization that have created more than 24,000 standards in all manner of endeavors of in the business space. All right. So we have these standards out there, and many organizations are now implementing these standards to be able to provide assurance to the relevant stakeholders that basically they are adhering to the international best practices. So today I want to speak on how to audit 7.2 class 7.2 competence. All right. So the audit criteria, basically the standard itself says the organization shall, all right, determine the necessary competence of persons during doing work under his control that affects his information security performance. So basically that what that is saying is what we call training needs analysis. HR professionals call it training needs analysis. So the HR management and the information security team needs to work together to be able to discover the area of needs within the organization as regard hands, all right, competent hands on information security. All right. Ensure that these persons are competent on the basis of appropriate education, training, or experience. So you expect people that are going to be working on the implementation, all right, of whatever, all right, information security, business continuity, quality management, any of the management systems, all right. So they need to have appropriate education, all right, tertiary education, training, and even experience. Where applicable, take actions to acquire the necessary competence and evaluate the effectiveness of the actions taken. And very important, retain appropriate documented information as evidence of competence. So competence cannot be assumed. We need to be able to see documentary evidence of that competence. Note, applicable actions can include, for example, provision of training to mentoring of the reassignment of current employees, the hiring or contracting of competent persons. All right. So the standard went ahead and gave us some explanation on what they mean by applicable actions. All right. Now, audit checklists. Okay, the audit checklist for the auditor when you're auditing competence. The auditor should confirm the development of training needs analysis done by HR in conjunction with the implementation team. All right, so like I said, the HR guys that does training needs analysis. All right, so they're supposed to be able to work with the implementation team. All right, so the auditor is meant to check for that. Did that really happen? Did that happen? Where is the evidence that such training analysis was done? The auditor should confirm the provision of funds for training. That is, you can review the training budget. So the auditor wants to check whether the training budget exists and whether it is sufficient or adequate as the case may be. The auditor should review the hiring process in the auditing organization. All right, so we have said that one of the ways to we get competent people is through recruitment. So the auditor may want to get objective evidence that the recruitment process is okay. The auditor should review the use of contract workers in sustaining the implementation. All right. So, like we said, that it's possible, all right, that an organization can bring in contract workers. All right. So, you also want to look at that scenario, all right, whether it is adequate, whether it is allowed legally. All right. Some environment, some legal environment frowns and such. So, you want to be able to look at then the sustainability. Is it sustainable for that particular organization? The auditor should review attendance sheets signed by training participants. So if they said they held the training, you want to see objective evidence, the attendance sheets that were signed. The auditor should review the contents of training slides for adequacy. So he also, so if they say they did a training on business continuity, of course, the auditor should have requisite knowledge on business continuity. So you want to look at the depth of the quality of the contents of the training slides. All right. The auditor should review certificates of attendance issued by training organizations. So at the end of the training, you're supposed to have, certificate of attendance. All right. So we want to see the vendor organization that did the training, or the vendor organization that used their material issuing a certificate of attendance. The auditor should review certifications held by trainees that wrote and passed the professional exams. So apart from attending the training, you also want to see, all right, how many of them wrote, all right, how many passed, all right. So what are the certifications they are holding? That is also very important. The auditor should review post-training evaluation reports. HR is meant to also do post-training evaluation rather, so that we're able to know, all right, the effectiveness of that training that was delivered. So the auditor wants to check whether that was done. That's also an objective evidence for competence. The auditor should review succession planning procedures in the client organization. All right. So, like for example, in Nigeria now we have a lot of Japa syndrome people resigning. All right. People with tech skills are leaving in droves. So for organizations, all right, that are facing such challenge, all right, the auditor wants to know, okay, if these guys leave, what will happen to the sustainability of the implementation? These are areas of concern. All right, so these are the audit questions that the auditor may want to raise to get objective evidence around competence. All right, evidence gathering. Okay, so the audit procedures you can use to get evidence for competence. You can do interview. All right, you can interview HR. You can interview the people that were trained. You can interview. All right. Um, if the training organization is available, you can interview them. All right. You can do analysis. For example, you can analyze the contents of the training materials. Like we said, you want to know the adequacy of those contents. You may want to compare them with other similar training materials. All right, you can do document review. All right, for example, certificates of training can be reviewed. Certifications acquired can be reviewed. These are documents. All right. Then you can do evaluation. All right, you can evaluate the quality of the training. Like we said, post-training evaluation could be done to determine the effectiveness of the training. All right, you can do technical review to also audit competence. So, for example, now when you're auditing tech guys, all right, you may want to, for example, somebody set up a Active Directory group password policy. You may tell them to log in for you, all right, for you to be able to look at the setup and determine whether it is adequate or not. That's a technical review. You can review configurations, all right, that are set up, all right, by competent people in the organization so that you can gauge their competencies. All right, for example, maybe cloud environment, cloud configurations, cloud setup, and the rest. So the auditor with technical skills can actually do a technical review of implementations and configurations to be able to know to measure the competence of the people that did the job. So this is what we're talking about here when we uh, talking about auditing competence in management system audit. So I believe um, these points that I've mentioned, okay, in this presentation are enough, all right, though not exhaustive, for you to be able to audit any management system, all right, especially on clause 7.2 competence. Thank you. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please try to do so to get more videos from me. Thank you.